like them. Can you move over?
Hold on. Let me grab a pen
You
for
want
you.
to try? I got a pen for you. Do you want to try?
Any of them? Check. Mic check. Mic check. Check. Mic check. Let me keep going. Check. Nothing. Check. Mic check. Mic check. Are those Maker's Mark shades? That's pretty smooth there, Ben. Check. Mic check. Should I do them both? Check.
You're not sending
Mic check.
the audio out right now, are you?
Mic.
Ben, are you sending the audio out?
We're good. Yeah. Do what?
Are you sending the audio out? Is the audio on right now and we're streaming?
Yeah.
Right.
So my mic checks?
Yeah, your mic checks are.
That's okay. I didn't cuss. That's good.
They're live. Like, they're going out right now. Everyone can hear us. So mute.
Hi there, and welcome to Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We are, what did you call this podcast? Al fresco, Jamie?
Yes, podcast al fresco.
For those of you listening and not watching, that means we are outside. We are at the brand new Panera in Crescent Springs, technically.
Yeah.
This area, you go too far one direction or the other and you're a whole nother city. So, yeah, Crescent Springs, this is a beautiful facility, and we'll be touring it coming up in just a little bit. But we want to thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Nero, alongside, of course, as always, the brains behind the operation, Jeremy Schrand, the Marketing and Communications Director for the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce.
The brains behind that.
You giggled. There shall be no giggling. First of all, before we get any further, we want to remind you to subscribe to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight. That means you will know when the next episode drops, as the kids say. In addition to that, we want to thank our title sponsor, as always, CVG, and our studio sponsor, even outdoors. L&N Federal Credit Union is our studio sponsor, and we are chock full, Jeremy, of guests today.
Lots of guests today.
Yes.
So we got Matt Strippelhoff from Red Hawk Technologies. He's a partner and the CEO, and they're going to talk about managed services for like a custom app. So it's a new way to kind of pay for your apps to get them built, and they've done some really cool stuff. Cool. And then also we got Casey Williams. He is a senior video producer for Spotted Yeti, and he's here to talk about their really awesome Blink project that they have coming up for this weekend that you can go check out. And then
we also have a couple more. Karen Cornelison from Casey Writing and Editing Solutions, and Dave Dave Spooner, the CMO of Inago, about writing and why writing is a big, giant deal, why a writing campaign is key. And because we are here at this beautiful new Panera, we have Mindy Wendell, the Director of Recruiting, and Melanie Murray, the Marketing Director from Cavelli Enterprises Panera. And thank you guys for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, let's start with you, Melanie. This has been a big summer, I guess, or year for the expansion of Paneras here in our area, and you guys are behind a lot of it.
It sure has. So we opened 3 new Panera locations in the city, in the market. This year. We started with our Marymount store and then had 2 openings this summer, so in northern Kentucky. The first one was our Union location, and then we opened this one that we're sitting at right here, Buttermilk, off of Buttermilk Pike in Crescent Springs, in August. And then we are all geared up and super excited for the next one, which is Cold Spring, right beyond NKU's campus, and that'll be November 5th, so less than a month
What a
away.
great location for that.
My personal
yes.
favorite is this one because I get to come here for lunch all the time now.
I cannot tell you how many people, when they saw that coming soon Panera sign, I mean, it was like, did you see another Panera's coming? A Panera's coming. So now it's here and you can enjoy it.
But the Union one is really beautiful too. And like Catherine said, we're going to kind of do a little tour of the whole thing after this live video, and we'll do another live video.
Well, and that's exciting because this one that we're sitting at here, as well as the Union location and the new Cold Spring location that we're opening in November, are all our new next generation Panera. So they look much different, they feel much different. They've got a lot more wide open spaces and kind of that farmhouse chic style on the inside.
For many of us,
that
Panera is
everyone
our
loves.
office too. So we appreciate that very much.
So
Absolutely.
Mindy, we don't want to leave you out since you're sitting over here on the side. That's a lot of new stores. That means a lot of new people.
Absolutely.
How do you guys recruit all these people to work in these stores?
Well, it can be difficult when you already have 3 existing cafes. We're very fortunate to have a lot of application flow in Northern Kentucky and the community to support us in every way. We just start off for every new store with signage on the site, which is most important, the coming soon.
It worked, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We do that usually 3.5 to 3 months before the cafe opens. So our goal is to hire anywhere from 60 to 70 associates. If we have cafe-based delivery, which our NKU, our Cold Spring location will, we hire around 10 delivery drivers 2 weeks before we open to help support cafe-based delivery. But we advertise on all social media outlets. PaneraBread.jobs is our go-to site to where everyone will fill out an application and then it goes directly to the cafe email. We're very fortunate not only to have myself in this market for recruiting, but Courtney George and Kimberly Burnett. So one of them will head up each new store opening, be in an existing store, hiring out of that location for the new store, and work one-on-one with the associates just to build that bond and that relationship right off the bat. Because everybody loves Panera, but there's so much competition throughout all of Northern Kentucky. You have to set yourself aside and make them feel part of your family day one, or you're going to lose them to a competitor.
Wow. It's a tough market out there to retain.
You guys have a wonderful training program too. They're often in our office, kind of working. They utilize some of the chamber office space to train some of their employees. But I don't know. I think the customer service is pretty excellent.
We're very fortunate too to have our own training department in this market and every market that we have throughout the company. They work one-on-one with the associates and all of our managers to make sure that everyone's training is very thorough. We're portioning, making everything proper, because the number one thing in the cafe is the guests, to make sure that everything's made on time and proper, and our associates give 100% customer service.
Well, thank you guys. Melanie and Mindy, I appreciate it. Good luck with this store and the one coming soon in Cold Spring as well. We appreciate you guys joining us today.
Come back to the Facebook page. We're going to give you a tour, a walking tour in just a little bit.
Yeah, this, which is amazing, right?
Yes,
That's
it's
what
awesome.
I'm told.
Yeah. And before we go to commercial break, it is Manufacturing Month, and we got our weekly fun fact.
Okay.
Profetti Van Mel. Everybody knows Airheads. The Erlanger facility, they sent this statistic to us, and I was just shocked. Of one of their brands, they make 56,000 miles of it. It's the what is it, the Airhead Extreme Belt.
That's my kid's favorite.
Yeah,
The Extreme
it's
Belt.
really good.
Yeah.
They make 56,000 miles. That's like that can go around the earth like twice. That's in
Excellent.
1 year.
I think we probably take about half of that in our household. But you're welcome, Profetti Van Mel.
right.
All right. Well, that's our fun fact for the week. We got lots more coming, though. So stay with us here on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight.
Take us to commercial.
Sometimes life is hectic. Choosing a mortgage lender shouldn't be. The LNN 5-5 Mortgage offers competitive rates, no PMI, and up to 100% financing. That's a mortgage that comes with peace of mind. Whether you're purchasing a new home or refinancing, you'll feel right at home with LNN. We're local, trusted, and we'll be here for you even after your closing. Call 800-292-2905 and get started on your 5-5 mortgage. LNN Federal Credit Union. Welcome home.
And welcome back to Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We are talking now with our next guest, who is Matt Strippelhoff, partner and CEO of Red Hawk Technologies. And Matt, I know when people say apps, immediately there's a glaze factor for some folks, right? But you guys are making it a little bit easy. Tell us about what Red Hawk does.
Okay, so we've been in business a little over 10 years now, and we develop custom web and mobile applications. And you're right, technology, for some people, they'd shut down as soon as they hear that term. But really, what we're doing is we're streamlining the way that people are communicating. We're allowing people and businesses to work on more higher valued work, right? So these applications are really about making life easier for everybody.
Awesome. So in the IT world, this idea of a managed service contract has kind of come up.
Yes.
And it's starting to kind of be more of a common occurrence, and people are starting to get used to the idea. How do we use that with software development?
So with software development, what we've done is we package up the creation of the mobile application or web app along with the maintenance program and schedule, because just like any other business asset, when you invest in custom application, that's a big investment, right? So by doing it as a managed service contract, we're able to support it, provide unlimited technical support, and fold the cost of development into the contract. So you don't need as much capital up front. So it's really helping a lot of the smaller businesses get work done.
Instead of pulling up that big 100K or 80K price tag for an app, you can put it out over time and get the app developed and for less upfront costs.
Absolutely. So a real simple calculation is a $50,000 application. We can deliver that for less than $3,000 a month.
That's awesome.
Right, which is pretty unique.
And does this open it up to then, obviously, small businesses and nonprofits and those sorts of folks?
It does, because the capital requirement is so much less. But I think what's most important for my company and our team is we're solving for a problem that a lot of companies weren't thinking about, and that is they weren't taking care of these applications. They would come up with the capital, they built something, and then they didn't know it, but they were operating to fail. They were waiting for something to go wrong. You know, every year, Apple and Android release what they refer to as a breaking upgrade for their operating system. It's about this time of year, every September. And they're saying that it's a breaking upgrade because it's likely to cause problems with your mobile application.
Oh, I see. This is essentially like a warranty, right? You're coming in and making sure that once somebody buys this service, which it really is, it's a product and a service all wrapped up into one.
That's right.
You're making sure it continues to work on down the line.
Yes, right. We're keeping it upgraded.
And the average person has this thing in their head where like, oh no, it's the program, it'll just work, or this app, it'll just work. But you know, things happen, and you gotta make it work, just like anything else.
Just like anything else, and it's amazing to me that that they make that assumption, because technology ages faster than anything else.
Oh my goodness. Now, I'm sure you've worked on a bunch of great stuff, but is there one project that stands out to you as most exciting or most innovative?
Most innovative. It's interesting. I was thinking about this, and probably what keeps coming back to me are the ones that have the most impact on people. So it might not be the most innovative, but one that really stands out is My Factor. It's a mobile application that we developed for people with bleeding disorders. And so what we did is we removed all this medical journaling they were doing on paper. They do it all electronically, and all that data goes directly into systems that their caregivers need, so they can keep up with it.
Yeah. Awesome. One more thing on here that I want to ask you about before we get to the question of the week, just because it's, we're both fans.
Yes.
Tell us about the Fanzuka app.
Fanzuka. So it's basically everybody has the Kiss Cam in their pocket, right? So several years ago we developed this product called Fanzuka, and the Bengals and FC Cincinnati have been using it for years now. Yeah. And you might see it at the FC games. It was Fan of the Match contest that they were running. And
so you provide your own photo. It goes up into a database, if you will.
Yeah, my wife and I were at a brew pub in Northern California watching the FC soccer game on our phone, and we kind of huddled up and took a photograph, and I got it up on the big screen during the game.
Yeah, it's a really great application. We actually baited it at the Chamber back in the day.
That's really great.
Yeah,
what a great application
and you can do you can either tweet, like having people tweeting the stuff up there, or if you have the admin rights, you can make it go up on.
Here we go.
You have to have the super secret link.
Yeah, super secret link. All right, so manufacturing month. the question that we are asking everybody that comes on the podcast, although we forgot to ask the Panera people, but they already have a...
They would say Panera is their favorite thing produced in
What is your
Kentucky.
favorite product that is made in Northern Kentucky? It doesn't have to be physical.
Okay. Well, this one is, and it's consumable.
Good.
I like it already.
Yeah. Jam Session IPA for Braxton.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I haven't had that one.
We should
This is
go.
a must. We're going there next.
It's a mile. It's a mile away.
That's right.
New one
That's
is a
right.
mile
You're
away.
from this point. Yeah.
That's right.
Excellent choice. Thank you so much, and best of luck
Thank you very
to
much.
you and to Red Hawk as well.
Thanks.
And stick with us. There is just a million thousand things to talk about, including the biggest one, Blink, coming your way next. So stay with us here on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight. CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com. Now, welcome back to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight. Premature over here. A go from Ben. That's okay. He's keeping us awake. He's keeping us with it. We are going to talk about Blink, which, I mean, we could spend hours on this and not get to all the details involved with Blink, but we are going to let Casey Williams, the senior video producer from Spotted Yeti, explain your part in this and Spotted Yeti's part in this. First of all, how did you guys get to be a part of this amazing exhibit that's 1.5 million people are going to see this weekend?
Yeah. So we were just so enamored by Blink the last time it was in Cincinnati, and we just knew that we had to be a part of it. So we were very proactive. We just wanted to do it. We actually put together some thoughts. We thought, as a company that's based in Covington, we thought, hey, let's put out there an idea of how it could be involved in Covington. But when we were selected to be one of the projection mapping artists, we were selected to be at the Freedom Center in Cincinnati.
So Blink's running this whole weekend.
Yes, starts tonight.
So you mentioned the Freedom Center. That's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
What's the theme of your project?
Our projection mapping installation is called Humanity, and so since we're going to be on the wall of the Freedom Center, we couldn't ignore that as an opportunity to tell a story of diversity and inclusion in our region. So we wanted to use that opportunity, that great big giant wall there by the Red Stadium, to paint a picture of the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky region as a welcoming place for all kinds of people.
I enjoyed a great deal of time at the Banks last Blink, and that area, you're right, the Freedom Center, just the symbolism alone, but just the wide open spaces that it provides. Somebody like you guys with this creative minds had to be kind of daunting to figure out how to put this together.
That was one of our big challenges, is that we were told, just do whatever you want.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
We're very much used to working with clients and attacking business problems, and when we have an opportunity to just do whatever we want, we decided to treat ourselves like our own client and just create objectives for ourselves and solve those problems and sort of test out our own methodology on ourselves, and it really helped us kind of do what we do on a daily basis even better. So we're excited.
Awesome. So we need everybody to get out there and Blink and support you guys, see it, and then in a few weeks you're going to come back, and Molly's going to come back, and you're going to talk about what it was. So once we've seen it, then we'll get to see it.
And that's a whole different perspective, anticipating it and seeing how people received it too. Can't wait. And so just a quick reminder where you are, which side of the Freedom Center?
We are going to be on the east wall of the Freedom Center, and that's the one facing Great American Ballpark.
Great place to be. All right. Thank you so much. It's going to be great. I am so jazzed for Blink. I can't even stand it.
I think most people are.
I know. It's going to be great. There are other headlines, though. This is another great one that I really appreciated. So St. Elizabeth is partnering with doTERRA, and I am sure you guys have heard of, if not doTERRA, at least the essential oil craze that has hit this country. And so what St. E's is doing is, as it's building its new cancer center, it's creating the Center for Integrative Oncology. So we're talking completely integrative care for those folks going through cancer treatments there. I went through cancer treatment at St. Elizabeth. They did not have this. I would have partaken, let me tell you, in the spa. They have a spa, Jeremy. It's going to be the spa, and they're going to have aromatherapy, all kinds of stuff, yoga, meditation, and it's all about caring for the whole patient, not just the cancer.
Yes. And they gave doTERRA gave St. Elizabeth a really big gift that it's just awesome. It's really starting to come together.
Space. It's a huge space in there.
Awesome. CVG added some three new Florida nonstops. So Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Sarasota, and those are all on Frontier.
Yep, all on Frontier.
And some more low-cost fares. They're $39 for a limited time, and they're going to be added in New Orleans soon.
That's
too.
good. That's a perfect location.
Makes it really easy for me to get down to my father-in-law.
Well, there you go. Good excuse. How about that? The Creation Museum announced this week that parking will be free for local residents. Tours of the grounds will also be free. You have to have a license. Now, if you want to go into the Creation Museum itself, you do have to still pay for that, but the grounds themselves will be free. So that's starting now.
Yep. And if you're trying to buy a new house right now, you know this one. The home sales are at a record pace in Kentucky. 5 years ago, the average time was 139 days, and now we're down to 96. It's due to like the low interest rates. It's a tough market for buyers. So people are paying more. And I mean, if you're trying to get a house like in Fort Mitchell, or some of these like
in some areas that are hard to
get
where
into,
there's hardly any houses
it's
for sale.
Almost impossible. They don't even go on the market. They're sold in back dealings and stuff.
So it's good news, bad news if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
But certainly those houses are flying off the market.
Yeah.
And then, last week,
about this one.
the LBYC, the Ludlow Bromley Yacht Club, a barge broke loose and hit the LBYC, basically tearing it apart. And if you have been on that exterior part of the LBYC, it was barely held. You know what I mean? Like it was a little wonky out there. They're calling it a total loss, and so. Yeah, the owners are promising to rebuild in some form or fashion, but there's a lot of agencies still trying to figure out what happened and clean it up and all of that, so this may take a while.
And you can support it if you go down there to the bar that was across the street.
The Lagoon Saloon.
The Lagoon Saloon, yes. Upcoming events next week, our Eggs and Issues is on bourbon. We're still
Eggs
talking
and Issues on bourbon. I like that concept.
Morning time. Brent's going to be on the panel, so you don't want to miss that one. And then also next week we have a business after hours at Verona Vineyards. So wine, there's a difference.
There you go.
It's usually beer or bourbon. Now we got some wine. And then the Women's Initiative Regional Summit is on the 22nd. That is going to be a really, really great program, and it is filling up quick. I mean, there's only like 30 spots left.
Okay, check that out. Casey, once again, thank you, and good luck this week in Blink. And we will be right back with more on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight.
Did you know the Northern Kentucky Chamber can help celebrate your business's grand opening, reopening, or new location with a ribbon cutting? To take advantage of this member benefit, contact the Chamber at 859-578-8800 and ask for Lynn Ablin.
Oh, we are speaking my language now on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We're talking writing, so just be prepared. The word geek is emerging. That's me, not you, Karen. Karen Cornelison from KC Writing and Editing Solutions is here, as well as Dave Spooner, the CMO of Inago. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Let's talk, Karen, about, first of all, why writing is so important and what your business provides for companies.
Yes. So I started my business, KC Writing and Editing Solutions, about 10 months ago.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And thank you. I bring targeted writing and editing solutions, as the name would suggest, to companies and nonprofits and individuals in the tri-state area. And I would say that writing is how we tell stories, and it's how we get the word out. So whether you're a word geek or a word nerd or none of those things at all, you probably still run into writing in some capacity and need it in some way, shape, or form. So I'm here.
Well, and honestly, we all have a shorter attention span these days. And so getting the words in the right way, in the right length, is a super important skill to have for businesses.
And so you've partnered with Dave.
Yes.
In Inago. So tell us a little bit about that partnership, how she helped you guys out. And tell us about Inago first, because what's Inago stand for? What's it do? What are you guys up to?
Yeah, so we provide rental management software for small to mid-sized landlords. That includes tools like online rental payments, tenant screening, online lease signing, tracking maintenance tickets, etc. And we actually give those tools away for free. And we try to really position ourselves as a leader within the market, a leader within the space, and providing a lot of value to landlords beyond just the tools, but also in the ideas and the thoughts and the directions that we can give landlords. And that's where Karen's come in and been a huge help. Content is really critical, especially in digital marketing. You want to have great content out there, and that's a really hard thing to focus a lot of attention on when you've got a 4-person sales and marketing team. And we would constantly try to get all the gears turning to have an efficient and constant content. funnel, but every single time it would kind of fall to the wayside as other things came up and it became important. So Karen was able to really solidify that for us and provide us a steady stream of content every single week.
It's about, I guess, Karen, helping tell the brand story, the company, the organization.
Yes.
So how do you go about doing that for different organizations?
Right. Well, and I'm so glad that Dave from Inago is here, because Inago is a brand that does such an excellent job of this, which is that it's not just about selling the product or your service or whatever it is that you are in business for. We're so focused on the bottom line all the time, and especially when you're a new business, right? It's all about how are you going to keep the lights on going into each month. And what Inago does that I love is that in positioning itself as a leader in that industry, it has really done that work of trying to figure out what is important to the people who use their software. What are the things that landlords go through, not just in needing a software tool to help manage their properties, but also, what are the issues that they face, and what are the things that they may be going to the internet for, going to Google for, to be like, how do I deal with this? How do I fix this? Who do I charge for this? How do I handle this? And Inago answers all of those questions. And so it's through that storytelling that you can really provide value as a brand, because you're kind of finding a way to engage an audience beyond just the selling point. And through that, you can really build trust and value and credibility as an authority figure.
So it seems like it's really strengthened your brand story by doing all this work. Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, you kind of started to talk about it a little, but
Yeah, well, like I said, having that steady stream of really high quality content is so critical, and it is important that it's high quality. Like Karen said, we want to provide value outside of just the tools that we're giving to landlords. We want to answer those questions for these landlords that they might have a hard time finding out elsewhere. Like Karen recently did an exceptional blog post about plumbing and the needs and the things that landlords
Did
should
you
pay
ever
attention
think
to.
you'd be writing a blog post about plumbing?
I mean, I think one of the fun things about being a writer by trade is that it's a huge adventure, right?
That's true.
There are weeks where I go into it and I think I didn't see this happening, but here we are, and I can help them tell people all the things that they never knew about what's going on in their pipes until they have a plumbing problem, and then how are they going to deal with it? What are they going to do? And then they find themselves learning, like I did recently, all these things about plumbing, for example, and piping and homes and how to deal with that stuff that they never knew before. But hopefully, being that they can turn to this source and know that they'll get a really comprehensive picture of what they need to know, specifically as it affects them as property managers.
So if someone wants to work with you, how do they get in touch?
Yes.
How do they find you?
So my website is kcwes.com, and you can reach out to me there. I'd say that, if you are in a position like Inago where you would really benefit from a robust content campaign, and whether you just need someone like Inago did to come in and keep the windmill turning, or if you need somebody to come in and help you devise that whole campaign from the bottom, whichever. I think one of the great things about being a one-woman show is that I can supplement a business wherever it happens to be with that. But yeah, reach out to me through my website and let's do something
and
cool
you can
together.
read some of her work in one of the most recent issues of the
That's
Business
true.
Journal.
How about that?
And Inago is just Inago.com?
Yeah, you can Google search Inago.
Okay. So now manufacturing question goes to both of you. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Karen, go first.
So again,
what is your favorite product made in Northern Kentucky?
Okay. I know someone said Jam Session just recently, but my favorite is Claus, which is seasonal, of course, by the name. It is a peppermint stout, and it is
another brand.
I'm learning
that's right,
so
it's
many things
a
about
Braxton beer. But what I really love about it is that they serve it in a glass that has crushed peppermint around the rim, and it's just really festive, and I love it. And you can only get it, obviously, during the holidays. So.
All right, Dave.
2 votes for Braxton.
I'm going to stick with the consumables. Kentucky has great food drinks. Riverside Korean is an excellent restaurant. It's one of my favorites. So
Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We've learned a lot. You really rallied the guest windmill, as you said. We've really had them out here today. So, Jeremy, thank you for setting all those up. And next week, this is also going to be super. This is going to be great.
Yeah, really
this
cool.
is going to be great.
So Rudy Harris of Harris Media, who we've all worked with. If you've seen a St. Elizabeth commercial, you've seen his work.
Yes.
But he has an award-winning documentary called Like Harvey, Like Son. They're taking it to all these film festivals, winning tons of awards.
Just at
so
the
you're going to
OTR
hear from
Film
him.
Festival.
And then we talked about the Cancer Center earlier. We're going to have Carrie Chandler and Doug Flora, Dr. Doug, and they're going to come in and talk to us about all that cool stuff.
This is going to be a can't miss next week.
Yeah, it's
Just
gonna be a
like
big
this
episode.
space, I'll tell
Yeah.
you. And once again, thank you to our title sponsor, CVG, our studio sponsor, Even Al Fresco, L&N Federal Credit Union, and thanks to the folks here at Panera as well as Matt Strippelhoff from Red Hawk Technologies, Casey Williams from Spotted Yeti, Karen and Dave and Mindy, as well as let's see, hold on, I'm gonna get you. I got you, Melanie. I knew it was an M. It was Melanie Murray. I knew it was an alliterative name, but anyway, all the folks here at Panera for having us, and you're about to do a tour, so be sure to check out the
Tune
chamber
back in
webpage for
about
that.
5 minutes.
Okay, there you have it.
Thank you, Ben, for running the technology.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank
Like,
you for joining
subscribe,
us. Yes,
share.
like and subscribe, both of those things, and we'll see you back here next week.